Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So I figured I would do a chit chat video because I bought some new makeup. Some of it is from Sephora and then the rest of it is like this cheapest drugstore makeup that you could find. It was actually like sale from the drugstore. And I haven't done a makeup video in forever because I did pre-film a whole bunch of videos. So my current situation, how about let's do like face stuff and then we will talk about current situation. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of samples. I won't really talk about these, but I'm just going to apply them while we chat about things. So basically what's going on right now is my husband is working out of town, and I'm not going to lie, it's been really rough. And he works in BC, so it's kind of a long drive away. And he's gone for 2 weeks at a time, so I'm home with my kids for 2 weeks. So what I've been doing is whenever he's home, and technically this is the first rotation, he hasn't been off or home from this new job until like today, basically. He got home yesterday at nighttime. And so I will film 2 videos every single day while he's home. And if it doesn't quite work out, I'll do like 5 or 4 or 5 one day, and then like I'll have a day off. And then when he's gone is obviously when I do all of like my admin tasks and my editing and everything else that needs to get done for my business. I just want to put this out there that being a mom is so difficult. And I'm talking like being a mom just in general is difficult. It's not even like talking about any of the other aspects of anything else in your life. Like if you have a job, if you work outside the home, if you work at home, whatever. I'm just talking about being a mom. It's hard work, especially if you have, kids with issues or behavior issues or something like that. And then on top of kids, you add a full-time job. And so I've written a few blogs on this already talking about how I feel like YouTube, I feel like what I do is a job. And I think there are people out there that would disagree. And I think Catherine Manning once said that people don't really recognize, and by people, I mean people in your life and your family and friends and stuff, they won't really recognize that what you're doing is a job until you've actually made it. So it's quite disheartening because if you have read any of my blogs and you know what people on YouTube do, there probably are some people that don't really do a whole lot. Like if you make one video a week and that's all you do, it's not like gonna kill you if it's, especially if it's a short video, it's not that hard. But if you put out any more than like 2 videos a week, if you've got 2 channels, if you have a blog, if you have like a sticker shop or some kind of Etsy shop, it is really, really, really difficult with small kids. And yeah, I needed to kind of say that. I want to be illuminated today, so I'm going to use my Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. But I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I've struggled the past 2 weeks, and haven't been able to keep up with my house cleaning. I have barely gotten any work done. So basically no editing, no kind of background stuff. I have been utterly exhausted. It has been really hot where I live right now. So I'm not sure if you can hear, but I have a couple of fans going. There's this fan right here in the window, and then I've got a fan going behind me. And I think one week we had a whole week where it was like 15 degrees Celsius at nighttime, and then during the day it hit a high of like 34, I think, 34 degrees. So it's pretty warm, and we had a really hot, dry heat, which is good in some aspects, but not so good in others because there's like no moisture. It's just hot and you get tanned really quickly. So I am tanned. I wear sunscreen, but I just tan right through it. It doesn't even matter. And yeah, so that's kind of the update there. So I'm going to go ahead and apply foundation now. So the darkest foundation I have is this really old, it's probably not that old, but it's older than a lot of my other foundations. I'm going to shake it first. It's my Tarte Found Sealer Multitasking Foundation. It was at one point one of my favorite foundations because it still gave that beautiful glowy finish and it didn't look like makeup. But I've seen other reviews and there are other people that do not agree with that. This is the shade 42N Tan Neutral. It is the only shade that will potentially be dark enough for my skin right now. So we'll see what it looks like when I put it on, I guess. Yeah, it matches me perfectly. That's crazy. It'll actually look really nice. So, oh look, it's covering up my forehead tan. Wow. My forehead tan is even darker than the foundation. So basically right now we are in a reopening plan in Alberta, which means that I think it was June 10th, and I'm filming today. Today is June 15th or 16th, I believe. Right now, we're currently in this stage 2 of like a 3-plan opening stage thing, where a lot of things are open, but stage 3, everything's going to open and we don't have to wear masks anymore. That's what they say, but I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen. And that's based on vaccination rates and how many people are vaccinated. I'm hoping that by the next shift that Chad has off, that will hit stage 3. But right now we're on the verge. We're on like 68.7 or something like that. So we have to have 70% of the population at 70%. And so, again, this isn't me boasting that I got my vaccination or whatever. I did get it only because my son is so desperate to not have to wear a mask anymore. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing it for him. And that's like the only reason. So I did get my vaccination, and I've had like no side effects. Like I'm fine and stuff. Like there's nothing happened. It hurt obviously because it was an intramuscular injection. It was the same with my Depo-Provera shots back when I was a kid. And but otherwise there was no side effects. It was just like any other old vaccination or immunization. So nothing happened there. And yeah, so everything's good. And we're just kind of praying that we can go swimming, because swimming is one of my kids' favorite pastimes. And I just wanted to point out my skin right now. Like, I'm pretty impressed with how this looks. This is like an older foundation. The only thing that bugs me is it did cover up my forehead tan, and my forehead is a lot more tan than the rest of my face, obviously. But otherwise, it's really good. My ears are red, and I don't really want to bring this onto my ears or down my neck. My neck usually stays lighter too because my chin is shielding it all the time, but my chest is really red. You can see here how red it is, but I could potentially bronze up my face. So the next thing that I want to do is concealer, and then we'll go in with some Hollywood Flawless Filter. I am also using the tan shade, but I really like how you know, dewy it looks and fresh. So we'll just use some of the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I love this product. This is the shade Golden Beige. This is the darkest shade I have, and I figured I needed something more like golden to go with my skin tone a little bit this summer. So that's why I did pick that up in my Sephora haul. So we are using some new products today. I haven't really talked about it yet because it was kind of a surprise. So I did get it a while ago now, and there's been lots of reviews on these, both the products actually. And I wanted to do a video on it sooner, but like I said, my husband was out of town. It just wasn't feasible, and I'm doing it now. So the first product, which I'll actually be using in today's video, is the Patrick Ta palette for eyes, and it says the Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. This thing is so beautiful, and again, I'm not one to rush out and buy a neutral palette. The only one I kind of did was, I guess, actually, to be honest, I didn't really rush out to buy any palettes. I feel I'm always late on the train for every single beautiful palette that's out there. I think my favorite, like, all neutral shadow palettes would be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. That one is hands down a favorite of mine. Also, the Jeffree Star Matte, the Orgy palette. I love that palette. I know there's a lot of hate on it, but I think it's so beautiful. And then this one, I'm going to already tell you it's my favorite. I haven't used it. So you're going to be like, well, how do you know it's a favorite? I've seen a few reviews, and I don't want to be biased, but Patrick Ta has great products. I haven't bought any in the past because they are on the pricier side, but it doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to. So the palette itself, the packaging, if you guys remember, Becca actually had this face palette. It was like powders, and it looked like the same type of compact, but maybe a bit like shorter. But it reminds me of that. And then here's the palette. So the only thing that happened to mine was my dark brown cracked a little bit, but there's still a lot of product there. But it reminds me obviously of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam because of the toppers, the sparkles, and all of these beautiful matte shades here. And I mean, I would use this every day. The colors are just beautiful. Like I would definitely, I'm looking at these like shades together right here. I'll show you. These ones here, I love that color combination together. I love a nice, beautiful brown smoky eye. But I'm just gonna play today. So I don't have any special plan in place. I'm just gonna do what I wanna do. And I'm gonna use these as well. So they're like cream shadows, but technically like a cream shadow base. So I'll put that wherever I want the darker color first, and then we'll go in with like a deeper color, and then I might blend my way out. Usually I start with a lighter shadow in the crease, but I'm going to start with a deeper shadow and then go out from there. I think that's going to be the plan. So the next eyeshadow palette, because I did get two, was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina collection. This pretty palette is the Pro Pigment palette volume 2. And I'm pretty sure this is the Teal palette. So I'll just open it up. We won't be using this one today, unfortunately, but I will be doing another makeup look soon for you guys because I love color. I love color so much. And this packaging, I didn't realize it was so big, but this is pretty big. I can barely fit a hand around it. And if we open it up, I'll just remove the plastic here. I can't even hold it up to show the camera. Wow. Look how pigmented and like beautiful all those shades are. It looks daunting to people who aren't used to using crazy color. And I find that there's a lot of blues in this palette, but I love the electric pink and the electric greens, like just so beautiful. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, and I think it's going to be wonderful. So I'm excited to use that. So another few things I picked up, this is also from Sephora, were these Bare Minerals lip glosses. I have two shades. I've got the rose color, I think it's called, I have them right here in front of me. One is Trust, and then the other one is Imagination. So that's these two. And Trust has a little bit of sparkle to it. That's this one right here. So I also picked up these three shades, and these ones are definitely more of a neutral cast. When I first picked them up, I wanted something more pink, and I fell in love with the lip gloss. The smell is beautiful, the texture is beautiful, everything about them I just love. And I didn't think I'd love these lip glosses. I like the Buxom plumping lip polishes, they're one of my favorite, but these are pretty nice. So this one was called Sincerity. It's like a light pink neutral. This one is Ingenuity. It's like a dusky rose, and this one does have some sparkle to it. And then the last one is Sincerity, and it's like a rosewood. So it's a little bit more of brownie plum tones, I guess. But we'll probably use those in today's look. And then as for the cheaper makeup, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee, try to keep myself awake. It's been a very long day. So I was at Rexall, which is like my local drugstore, and I found these NYX Shadows. They're individual, and I still have a few. I have a whole bunch from way back. I used to get them from Save On, and these are just like kind of brownie tones actually, or like buffing out tones, but this is Lace. This one's Sex Kitten, and this one is Sin. So they've got some interesting names there. Two of them are like shimmer, and they're mostly just for like buffing out color because I really like to have those types of shadows with me. I also picked up this Mega Glow highlighting powder from Wet n Wild. It's the shade Precious Petals. I've never had a Wet n Wild product before since I was a kid, so I wanted to try that. And last was this Annabelle Cole liner in 110 Fiesta. It's this like purple shade, and it was on sale. It was like $2, so I wanted to grab that. It was the last one there. So yeah, that's it for the little mini haul, I guess. And let's get back into the makeup. So I added the concealer and it's doing pretty good actually. It's not too creasing. My forehead is creasing a little bit, but it's kind of to be expected because my forehead always does that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this Hollywood Flawless filter, and all of the products, I will leave them down below just so you guys can see what I've been using. I love the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter. It just adds such a glow, and I don't really need any more glow right now, but I'm just kind of going all out for it. I'm just going to tap it in with my sponge. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, by the way. It's one of the only ones I have. I think I have a beauty blender, but I usually reach for this one first. But yeah, the glow is definitely a thing right now. I am glowing. So I'm going to set everything with my Kosas powder. This is the Cloud Set powder, and the shade is Cushiony. I really like this powder. So I always use two brushes in combination. The first one is technically a highlighting brush, but it is the Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35. It fits perfectly under the eye area, so I just go in and I put a little bit of powder underneath my eye. Since I've been using different products and I've been trying to go lighter on my products, I find that I really don't need as much powder. And there are times when I want to do a full glam look, so I go in with a lot more product. But I've really been, well, to be honest, I haven't really done my makeup in forever. I feel like it's maybe been 3 months, 2 months, which is a really long time for me. I used to do my makeup maybe at least 4 times out of the week. And now I've just been so busy with my kids and my rest of my work that I honestly just haven't had time. And if my daughter doesn't sleep, well, I don't have time for anything. So I'm just going to set everything down, and I will set the rest of my face because I do have normal skin. I don't have, well, I usually have dry skin actually, but I've never had oily skin. I know that this is going to sound ridiculous, but I do envy those people with oily skin a little bit because having oily skin is really good for wrinkles and the prevention of. And yeah, just wanted to put that out there. I'm pretty sure it's, it's harder to deal with, but us dry skin girls do have our share of skin woes. The fortune we spend in moisturizers. Okay, so I've applied my base, and now I'm just going to go in and do my eyebrows because I just want to see what the foundation looks like before I do anything else. And I've got my Anastasia Beverly Hills products. This is the Brow Wiz in medium brown and the Dip Brow Gel. Oh, Dip Brow Gel? Yes. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, zip through that, and then we'll be right back. All right, so eyebrows are done. I'm not going to bronze. I was thinking about it, but I'm just going to leave it as it is because my skin is pretty dark, and I'm just going to put some pretty blush on. So I'm going to use my Benefit Coralista Blush. I love this, even when I have a tan, because it just brings such a beautiful glow to my skin. And I'm using my Sigma F10 powder blush brush, and I just put it all over. I like to, I don't want to say overdo my blush. I don't like bringing it too high up to my temples. I do like to put the blush where I would have a natural flush, which is lower on the cheek, as opposed to lifting your face like the professionals do. I just like to put it where it would look more natural. But the thing with this particular blush is it does have a glow as well, and it'll give me this like delicate, not even really a coral look because you can't tell that I'm really wearing blush. It has a little bit of a pink tone to it, but not much. Put some on my nose and my chin, and it's not overly noticeable. But I do tend to love putting on lots of blush because blush is one of the first things to fade, and it just will last longer if you layer it and you put powder over it. It just looks really good. Okay, so now, and I totally need to clean my brushes, and I need to trim my brow hairs. Wow. So I'm just gonna pop on some lip gloss to moisturize my lips before we get started. Oh, I'm gonna try the Ingenuity, which is like that rose, dusky rose color. I won't put too much on because I'm still drinking my coffee. I just love how this smells. It's so pretty. And it's really glossy too. That looks really pretty. Okie dokie. So next, before I get started on eyes, I think I'll just do a little bit of highlight. So let's use the Wet n Wild one. I want to see like how this looks on my skin. Really feel like I'm doing a lot with like really glowy skin products today. I'm really liking it. So I use my F03 highlighter brush. It's like a high cheekbone highlighter. I tried picking a darker color because I had some really bright ones, and this one still seems to be really light. It's pretty. A little bit between my brows, cupid's bow, and chin. And that's it. We might leave it for inner corners, but we'll see what the shadow palette has in store. So I think that's my next step because basically everything else is good to go. The only thing I might do before my eyes is some setting spray. I'm just going to use this Avon True Color Makeup Setting Spray. The only other one I love is the Urban Decay. This one does not smell half as nice. Whew, that was really cool. It's really hot in here. Okay, so let's open up this bad boy and see what we can do with it. Now I'm gonna go straight in with the base, like the cream base here. And I will use an E27 because I don't know, I want to be a little precise with it. So I'm going to use the lighter shade, which is this one here. Whoops, I don't want to drop it. Ooh, it's dark. It's so dark. Okay. I'm going to put it right in my crease and bring it up a little bit. And we'll bring it down to my lashes. That's already really pretty. I'm also going to put some on the lower lash line. And then we're going to go in with this medium, well, okay, I want to kind of stay away from that really rich warm shade. I'll use this one here. Probably not the same brush though. Okay, so I think this one is just stained. So I'm going to go in with my broken one right here. It's probably going to be my favorite shade too. And that is dark, so I'm going to tap off my brush and just start in the crease with this color here. Hoo-hoo, yes, it is dark. I'm also going to bring this down towards the lash line a little bit. So as I'm blending this out, we can kind of talk a little bit. I'm just trying to think if there's any other updates in my life right now. My business, oh yes, here's something. So I know I'm reaching a few more people like lately because I posted a perfume video. I've wanted to share that perfume video for a long time, and I just haven't because it was a lot of work to film and also to post like all the notes of every perfume. I have a lot of them and I just love perfume so much. I use it. Sometimes I use it in bed just to give yourself, like myself, that feel-good feeling. But I mean, I've been wearing perfume since I was like, I don't know, 11, 12. And it's like one of my favorite things in the world. So I'm just going to blend out with this color here. And anyway, so in my other aspects of my business, I have a sticker shop, and I do advertise for that on my other YouTube channel, but I am going to be doing a sale. The website itself is www.sandradahl.ca, so I'll leave that on the screen for you guys. But it is basically, I'm going to have this Canada Day sale, and it's going from July 1st to, I think it's July 4th at like 11:59 p.m. And it's gonna, everything in my shop is gonna be 30% off. And I will try to have some new summer designs up before the sale goes live. It's just, again, it's been really hard for me to like focus when Chad's not here, and I'm trying my best. I think I'm just gonna have to pull some like late nighters and get some sticker designs up, because it's important to me to have a variety of things on my website. And my website does have like a main portfolio, so there's a portfolio page. I also have a blog that I post to every Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And yeah, I think it's like, it's just been really hectic, I think. And I'm just blending out with the lightest color now that's a matte shade here. The other ones are all kind of sparkly. But yeah, it's been really hectic, and I've been trying to balance, like, you know, home, school life, and my work. It's just kind of funny how, like, I talk to my parents, and, you know, back in our day, like back when I was a kid, we never had a computer, we never had cell phones, none of that stuff. So the only thing that I did growing up was play outside on our farm, which is what, you know, it's a good thing for a kid to be able to do that. And obviously, like my kid, sorry, I have my window open and there must have been a bus going by. My kid won't have that experience, which is sad to me, but he won't. And I talked to my mom or my mother-in-law about like staying home and watching kids, for instance. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, it's hard, you know, but you just got to do what you got to do. But they don't realize what other aspects I have going on in my life. Like, I do a lot of work, and I have a full-time job, and it's just been really difficult. And I don't really get, nobody understands, I think. I think that's where I'm kind of heading with it. So I'm going to put some sparkle on. I'm looking at this one right here, but all of them are really pretty. This is a shimmer, and I don't think I want that. I just want to go right into that really sparkly color. So let's do it. I'm going to use, I probably should use my finger. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's definitely just a topper. But I do like it because it's kind of giving me that shimmery cast all over my lid. It's kind of giving me that wet look a little bit. And to be honest, it looks like that lightest shade really blended out my makeup, so this isn't really that dark for me. I'm surprised that, because the reviews were saying that it was super dark and super glam. I can definitely get a darker look, obviously, because I didn't use the darkest shades and I didn't concentrate on that. But yeah, for me, I mean, plus I've got really tan skin right now. I was going to use a liner, a kohl liner on my lower lash line, but if I don't use that, this look definitely won't be as dark. So I think today I'm going to forgo that and just concentrate on this beautiful sparkle. I think that's so pretty. But obviously we will be doing some more looks with this because it's just so gorgeous. I love it so much. But yeah, when it comes to work, I think the modern woman, when I say modern, so like my mom was a housewife and she literally had to haul water because we didn't have running water at one point, which is crazy to think of. I'm just using my Better Than Sex liquid liner for my upper lash line here. But yeah, like it's interesting because we didn't have running water growing up and my mom had to haul it. But then again, we also never had, like on our TV, we only had like 2 channels. We never had cable, and there wasn't a whole lot a person could do other than play outside or bake or do the dishes or clean the laundry, you know. So it wasn't the same as like nowadays. And the way my kids are growing up is way different than how I grew up. And, you know, I would like to have that country life for my son, but at the same time, even if he did have that, it wouldn't be the same as what I had because of all the technology. I don't know. I find it kind of interesting how perspectives, right? Because I have a different perspective on basically everything than my mother-in-law or my mom had or have to this day. And it's just kind of interesting. And I wouldn't actually mind writing a blog on that. Something along the lines of, you know, how my generation growing up was way different than what my kids is now. I think that might be an interesting blog to write on. So I'm just going to go ahead and put on some mascara. I am doing lashes today, and I'm not sure if I'm going to show that part or not, but I'm going to do mascara, and then we'll get back and I'll show you guys the finished look. Okay, so the lashes are on. The ones I decided to use today were the Calilash, the 3D foam ink lash style cashmere. So they're not intensely long, which I personally love. If I'm going to wear a lash, I want it to be dramatic. But what these do is they taper a lot on the outside and a lot on the inside, and then this part is long, but you can't really tell because I'm using my Maybelline Sky High mascara today. But the eyelashes definitely do add that extra dramatic factor, so it does make my overall look appear darker, but my skin is quite dark right now, so it just kind of doesn't look that dramatic. The one thing I will say, I love the shadow. It almost looks like this glass appearance with that sparkly shade all over the lid. I love that so much. And the only thing that I will do before I am done this look is add some highlighter to the inner corner and under the brow bone. I'll use the same highlighter I used on my cheekbones and my L04 Detailed Lip Brush by Sigma. I love adding some light at the end of a makeup look. Okay, so that is the finished look. I don't think this look gives this palette enough credit, I guess, because I think you could pull off like a full glam, sparkly moment. This palette is so gorgeous. And Patrick Ta products. So the company is known for their glow, like really beautiful glowy skin products. And the shadow palette is beautiful. The shades blend it out beautifully, but most neutral matte shades do anyway. So that's not something I'd be too concerned with. I didn't really have an ability, like I didn't actually play with any of the shimmers. But I'm just going to put on this one here just on my finger or my hand, because I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a little shimmery, but it's not, I don't know. Again, I'm not really, look at this, is pretty. This is like that brown sparkly color. That's pretty. You can definitely see the shimmer in that. This one, I can't really see it as much. But yeah, I think that brown, this brown here over top this, it'd just be remarkable for a date night. And I just want to see what this is here. This is more like a pressed pigment, but the more I rub my finger in it, the more smooth it gets. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's pretty too. That is really pretty. So that's a beautiful bronze moment right there. I love that a lot. And that definitely has some glitter in it. But I think there will always be a next time, so we can play around with it again. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look and a little bit of a chit chat, kind of giving you a little bit of an update on my current situation. Let me know if you like this type of video, and we'll do another one and just talk about something different. And give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe, and again, click that bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!